Greetings from New York City. I'm Phil and we're running the bridges. This is a video series where we visit all the bridges in New York City that you can run across. The big, the small, the old, the new, the world famous icons, and the ones you've never even heard of. And today we are back in the Bronx, in the Wakefield neighborhood of the Bronx. And we are visiting the East 241st Street Bridge. And this goes over the Bronx River, as well as over the Bronx River Parkway and some railroad tracks and some streets here in Wakefield. This also has the distinction of being the northernmost bridge in all of New York City. So basically where we are, you've heard me say a number of times that the northern border of Bronx, between the Bronx and Westchester County, is essentially a straight line, kind of runs at a little bit of a diagonal. A little bit like east or west northwest, east southeast, except there's that little bump. There's that little bump in the northern section that includes that is part of the Bronx, and that's where we are. That's the Wakefield neighborhood. Because back when they were drawing the borders in 1895, Wakefield elected to be a part of New York City rather than Westchester County. So that's where we are. We're on like the western side of that bump. So we have Bronx to the east of us, Bronx to the south. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. But as we go across the bridge, we will be in Yonkers. And in fact, this area along the Bronx River, exactly where the town border is not 100% clear, because I think as it was decreed by law, it was decided to be the course of the Bronx River, which would later be straightened as part of building the Bronx River Parkway around 1920. But we're going to go across here. So here's where we are. We're on East 241st Street and Carpenter Avenue in Wakefield, the Bronx. And just to the west of us, down the street there, is Bronx Boulevard and Bullard Avenue, just beyond that. So we will go over those streets, as well as some of the railroad tracks for the Metro North, Harlem and New Haven lines. And so there's one lane of traffic each direction and a sidewalk on both sides. We're going to stay on the north side for a couple of reasons. One, it's a little bit wider. It's a little bit of a wider sidewalk. And two, because once you get into Yonkers, you're kind of taking your life into your hands if you're trying to cross the street on the south side of the bridge. I'll show you that. But here, so we're crossing over some of these neighborhood streets. And this is a fairly high bridge, and as you can see, the bridge itself does have a slope. We're going to be going downhill into Yonkers, of course, right? Anyway, so we're just going to zip across, and we will also be passing by the Wakefield station for the Metro North line. So there's a little bit of the neighborhood, kind of nice, small houses, kind of nice area there. And we just saw the train go by. And I'm not sure if these are also used for freight, but there's some of the tracks. So now we're about to head downhill into Yonkers. Not yet. We are still in the Bronx. So now we are, I'm going to show you a look. You see the big tall building back there? That's the VA tower. And just some of the areas of Yonkers. And now we're over the like the parking lot for the Metro North station. And behind, I should also mention behind me, just you saw. I don't know if you saw a few blocks back, the subway, the 2-5 train has a station just right there. So we're close to public transit, close to the subway, but otherwise, there's not a lot of specific interest in this area for running. No major parks, no major greenways in the immediate area. Although you can also here's one of the entrances to the platforms right down there. There's no greenway along the Bronx River right in this area, not until you get to 233rd Street. But if you want to do your journey running the bridges of the Bronx River, then this is a good place to go. And here, oh, there we go. There is the river, the Bronx River, at this point. That's a nice late spring foliage. Bronx River Parkway right here. And this is a steel girder bridge and concrete. Nothing much aesthetically notable about it. I did take a picture just a little bit ago from the Metro North Station platform. So I'll insert that here just so you get an idea of what it looks like from below. Like I said, nothing really aesthetically notable about the bridge, but technically it was once we crossed the river. Now we're in Yonkers, and 241st Street becomes Wakefield Avenue here in Yonkers. So if you are continuing west, you can continue on to Wakefield and Yonkers. The north-south street that we're coming up to here is Bronx River Road, which is basically the extension of Webster Avenue in the Bronx. It'll go down, we're only like a half mile from the Bronx border at 200 and well, if you saw my video for the East 238th Street Bridge, the 238th Street Bridge comes at the borderline, exits at the borderline, although the street itself on the west side is 240th Street. Anyway, which on the Yonkers side is McLean Avenue. But we're only about a half a mile north of the southern border of Yonkers. And I'm just going to show you this. So this is the intersection I was talking about, because there's an on-ramp and an off-ramp for the Bronx River Parkway for the southbound lanes. I don't recommend trying to navigate that. There are signals there, but I don't trust the drivers, and I don't trust these signals all the time. Even on this side, you have to be very careful. So I'm going to head on back to New York City now. I hope you enjoyed that visit up to the northernmost bridge in New York City. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you out here running sometime, and we'll see where the wind takes us for the next one. Okay, bye-bye.